Google will destroy browsing data collected from Incognito mode. Apple asked Jon Stewart not to host FTC Chair Lina Khan. And the US and UK are teaming up to test the safety of AI models. It's Tuesday, April 2nd, and this is Engadget News. The first details emerged Monday from Google's settlement of a class action lawsuit over Chrome's tracking of Incognito users. Filed in 2020, the suit could have required the company to pay $5 billion in damages. Instead, the Wall Street Journal reports that Google will destroy billions of data points it improperly collected, update its data collection disclosures, and maintain a setting that blocks Chrome's third-party cookies by default for the next 5 years. The lawsuit accused Google of misleading Chrome users about how private incognito browsing truly is. It claimed the company told customers their info was private, even as it monitored their activity. Google defended its practices by claiming it warned Chrome users that incognito mode does not mean invisible, and that sites could still see their activity. The settlement was first reported in December. The suit initially asked for $5,000 in damages per user for alleged offenses related to federal wiretapping and California privacy laws. Google tried and failed to have the legal action dismissed, with Judge Lucy Koh determining in 2021 that the company did not notify users it was still collecting data while incognito mode was active. Engadget emailed Google for comment about the settlement details. We'll update this article if we hear back. Jon Stewart hosted Federal Trade Commission Chair Lina Khan on his weekly Daily Show segment, but Stewart's own revelations were just as interesting as Khan's. During the sit-down, Stewart admitted that Apple asked him not to host Khan on a podcast, which was an extension of his The Problem with Jon Stewart Apple TV Plus show at the time. Ahead of the Khan interview, Stewart did a segment on artificial intelligence he called The False Promise of AI, effectively debunking altruistic claims of AI leaders and positing that it was strictly designed to replace human employees. The Problem with Jon Stewart was abruptly canceled ahead of its third season, reportedly following clashes over potential AI and China segments. That prompted U.S. lawmakers to question Apple, seeking to know if the decision had anything to do with possible criticism of China. While stating that Apple has the right to stream any content it wants, the coercive tactics of a foreign power should not be directly or indirectly influencing these determinations, the bipartisan committee wrote. Apple's response to this, if any, has yet to be released. Stewart did not say that the AI and Khan interview issues were the reason his show was canceled, but they indicated that Apple asserted editorial influence over issues that directly involved it. Elsewhere in the segment, Khan discussed the FTC's lawsuit against Amazon, stating that the FTC alleges the company is a monopoly maintained via illegal practices, exorbitant seller fees, shady ads, and such. They also touched on the FTC's lawsuit against Facebook, tech company collusion via AI, corporate consolidation, exorbitant drug prices, and more. OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, and other companies developing generative AI are continuing to improve their technologies and releasing better and better large language models. In order to create a common approach for independent evaluation on the safety of those models as they come out, the UK and the US governments have signed a Memorandum of Understanding. Together, the UK's AI Safety Institute and its counterpart in the US, which was announced by Vice President Kamala Harris, but has yet to begin operations, will develop suites of tests to assess the risk and ensure the safety of the most advanced AI models. They're planning to share technical knowledge, information, and even personnel as part of the partnership. And one of their initial goals seems to be performing a joint testing exercise on a publicly accessible model. UK's Science Minister, Michelle Donnellan, who signed the agreement, told the Financial Times that They've really got to act quickly because they're expecting a new generation of AI models to come out over the next year. They believe those models could be complete game changers, and they still don't know what they could be capable of. According to The Times, this partnership is the first bilateral arrangement on AI safety in the world, though both the US and the UK intend to team up with other countries in the future. While this particular partnership is focused on testing and evaluation, governments around the world are also conjuring regulations to keep AI tools in check. Back in March, the White House signed an executive order aiming to ensure that federal agencies are only using AI tools that do not endanger the rights and safety of the American people. A couple of weeks before that, the European Parliament approved sweeping legislation to regulate artificial intelligence. It will ban AI that manipulates human behavior or exploits people's vulnerabilities, biometric categorization systems based on sensitive characteristics, as well as the untargeted scraping of faces from CCTV footage and the web to create facial recognition databases. In addition, deepfakes and other AI-generated images, videos, and audio will need to be clearly labeled as such under its rules. Thanks for listening. There's more to these stories and additional articles at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism by contributors Will Shanklin, Steve Dent, and Mariella Moon, and was produced by Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day. I'll be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.